Alright, so in this video, I'll be showing you guys how you can run an AI audit in your business. Meaning, you will basically know where, how, and why to use AI in your business like a pro. And this also applies to everyone who hasn't even touched any AI before. But if you want to ensure that you're staying ahead of the game, then yeah, you need to know how to actually use AI in your business effectively, not just as ChatGPT to write your emails for you. The goal is to focus on the operations or tasks that actually moves the needle forward. And also, if you guys do not know who I am, then my name is Panzarul. I have been running an AI agency for the past 2 years, and I've worked with multiple businesses around the world, and I have helped businesses adopt AI. This is basically what I do all day. I have a YouTube channel where I basically share all my expertise, all my knowledge over here. So if you're a business owner who is basically interested in AI, then feel free to hit the subscribe button because you're gonna love the content that I share out here. And also, if you're someone who's interested in using AI in your business but you're not sure where you can get started, then you can book a free AI audit call with me in the description of this video as well. Alright, now with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Now, to audit your business properly, to actually understand where to use AI, we need to first understand or figure out where is our time actually going. Alright, so there are different operations in the business. For the first one is getting customers, serving customers, and running the business overall. Alright, so the most important part, in my opinion, of running the business so far myself for the past 2 years is like getting customers. Right, so it's basically the lifeblood of any business out there in the world. So we need to ensure that we're getting customers constantly. That's one thing. Now, for each of the three sectors mentioned here, to actually understand where we can use AI, we need to actually understand or figure out first that inside each sector, on which part is being spent the most amount of time. So is it basically, let's say, answering calls or bookings, or is it, let's say, doing cold outreach? Like, we have to figure out, like, go through each of the segments and then find out that which process or which specific task is actually acquiring the most amount of time for us. Right, so we're gonna highlight that for us. So with that being said, now the next step would be to answer this question, is that what task, if removed forever, would actually save you the most time or money. Now, as a business owner, or let's say whichever position you're in, every task that you do takes a lot of time, and you always have different types of tasks that you need to do throughout the day, but there are always certain tasks that drives the most ROI. So you have to find out that which task, if you were to remove that forever, would actually bring you the most amount of saved time, or at least bring you the most ROI. So once you identify that task, you have to ask yourself this question, that is, does it happen more than 3 times a week? Now, I'm gonna assume that it does. So in that case, does it actually follow a predictable pattern? And based on my experience so far of working on my own business and on other business as well, especially in terms of AI, I'm pretty sure the answer is gonna be a yes to that as well, because most of the tasks that we do on our business on a day-to-day basis it follows a repetitive and a predictable pattern, of course. So once we have figured that out, so we're gonna decide that we're gonna have to automate this first. All right, so it could be, let's say, client onboarding. So let's say your business is doing pretty well, you're getting maybe 10 clients per week, so your team is spending like a couple of, like, let's say 30 minutes or 40 minutes per proposal. If he's spending 40 minutes on each proposal, and it's gonna take him a couple of hours to actually prepare 10 proposals. Right? Now, in a situation like this, AI can come in the most handy, because you can completely automate this with AI. Okay, like, you can just give AI the information of your client, and AI will basically give you a properly generated proposal based on your own branding. Okay, so it will definitely look like it is like coming off from your own brand and from your team, and the proposals will be, and the results will be absolutely high quality. And the best part here is that this will be a scalable system, meaning once you build an automation, let's say an automated proposal system through AI, once you build out this system, whenever a new client comes, you need to create a proposal, you can actually just provide an input, and the AI will basically generate the proposal based on the input of the, let's say, the prospect's name, the details, the project size, the what's the project, the budget, all of that. It will basically create a proposal based on that. You can just get an output within a few minutes. So the task that used to take 30 or 40 minutes to do for one of your team members, so you can basically get it done within a few minutes. So that's the ROI over here, and this can be done for a lot of the operations over here. Okay, now with that being said, the two most important factors or variables that we have to take into consideration when implementing AI is that which task, if we used AI, would drive us the most revenue, or let's say save us the most time. All right, so both of these are equally valuable, because time equals to money anyways. So we're gonna just consider these two variables as to that, if I were to create an automation and implement this in my business, how much time, or like how many hours would it be saving me every week or freeing me up every week, and also like how much revenue can it possibly generate over the course of a year. That would be a proper calculation to make. And once you do that, you can actually find out like which parts of the business actually needs to be automated. All right, so let's say you're able to figure out a task that actually has a very high revenue impact, and also it's also saving you a lot of time as well. So if both the boxes tick, then it's basically saving a lot of time and also driving you high revenue. Then what you can do, and that basically means that this is something that you must automate immediately, because your business is currently not performing at the highest level that it possibly can because of these factors. So high revenue impact plus a lot of hours saved per week means that this is something that you must put your attention to and learn how to automate. And then you can focus on the less important tasks, which in my opinion could be like, let's say, sending proposals, because based on my experience of running a business so far, the most important part of my business is like creating content. All right, so I use AI to actually like build all of these diagrams that you're seeing over here. I use AI to come up with this real quick and also very high value diagrams, so that each of these diagrams are actually like created properly and structured well, so that I can actually explain it properly to my viewers as well. So what I'm doing is I'm just saving myself a lot of time, because I used to do this before, but now AI is very smart. I use Claude, by the way, to build something like this, Claude AI. And I ask Claude, so basically I speak with Claude. I say that I'm trying to create a YouTube video and my audience is this. I'm trying to educate business owners who are interested in AI. They know that AI is the future. They want to use AI in their business, but they're not sure how to get started. So I would like to create a video where I can actually help them out and teach them how they can run an AI audit in their business, which I'm doing right now. So this is what it did. It basically created the whole slide for me, and this is what I'm demonstrating to you guys. So this is a very good example of this, right? So content creation, like creating videos and uploading to my YouTube channel, this basically drives me customers. This gets me clients, right? So this keeps my business running. So for any other business, it could be getting customers as well. So let's say that could be answering calls, leading up to, and also following up with leads, booking appointments. Now these are all tasks that actually moves the needle forward, right? So once that's done, so your main focus would be to automate these kinds of tasks. All right, so once you're done with that, you can focus on the less important ones, which I said again, like which was sending proposals, reporting, and analytics. Like these are not of course the highest leverage tasks, of course. And then eventually you can automate the data entry side of the business. I mean, data entry side is literally the most automatable thing in the business industry right now. Like data entry is getting automated like at a very high rate. So yeah, like if anyone in your business is currently doing data entry jobs and that's the only thing that they're doing, then yeah, you can just ask them to pack their bags as soon as possible, because yeah, they're not gonna be here for long. But you can maybe assign them another task once you are using AI to use this more efficiently. And then let's say the tasks that are not really that important, I mean, you just do it once or twice, I mean, it's not that much in your priority, then yeah, you can just leave them for now. But I've said this a couple of times in this video, but I'm gonna say this one more time, is that the main goal of using AI is that we want to focus on speed. All right, because in business, speed is everything. All right, like if you're trying to launch a new product and you want to see if the product is gonna like work or not, you want to launch it as fast as possible to get the best result, to get the results as fast as you can. I mean, it's gonna help you understand that if you're gonna fail, if you're bound to fail, then you can just fail fast. Like that's what I like to think, that business is speed, and AI is all about speed, efficiency, and scalability. Right, so it's like you put X amount of input and you get like 10x amount of output, right? So that was never possible by a human before, but through AI you can just get it done right away. So the goal here would be to actually focus on the tasks that actually drives us the most leverage, such as getting customers, getting leads, jumping on sales calls, following up with leads, and also maybe automating the entire client fulfillment process as well with AI. There's a lot of things that AI can do right now. So I'd recommend you guys just stay updated as to what's going on, especially in your niche or in your industry, whatever you're in. Now, these are some examples of some very high ROI automation use cases for every business type. So let's say you're on a home service business, such as an HVAC. So for an HVAC business or for a home service business, there is a job that you can automate with AI, which is I think one of the most common ones, which is like having an AI receptionist in your business. Basically, an AI that can answer phone calls for you 24/7. It can basically speak with your customers like a human, and then like book calls, close deals for you 24/7. Like the goal of the AI, the role of the AI is not to close deals, but let's say to get an appointment booked so that your sales team, someone from your sales team, can actually close the deal by themselves. Because the end process, where basically the deal happens, that part should always be done by a human. So yeah, the other steps of the process should, like, let's say the lead follow up, the engagement with the lead, all of that will be done by AI. So only the job that your team has to do is just basically just close the deal. That's how to use AI effectively. All right, like the goal of AI is not to like replace your entire, like every single role of your company, but like understand like which parts needs to be automated, and then like ensure that we are automating this so that your team members can actually focus on the higher leverage tasks. That's the main goal of it, right? So yeah, the AI receptionist basically answers the call 24/7. It books the jobs, and then it can also reactivate customers. So let's say you have a bunch of leads in your CRM, which you have contacted with like a couple of months ago, and you haven't got in touch with them in a while. So you can basically launch a reactivation campaign where it will basically go through all the list of numbers in your Google Sheets list, and then it'll call the numbers one by one, and then try to resell them on your offer. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, like there's a bunch of use cases for this, and for the retail and e-commerce. So basically, let's say there's a lot of abandoned cart recovery. So when someone added a product to a cart but they forgot to order, so you can basically use AI to reactivate the customer. Like the AI will call the customer that hey, you placed an order, you forgot to place an order, but you have this added to your cart, so we can actually offer you a 10 or 20% discount for this specific product. So this basically personalizes a conversation. It's basically a one-to-one conversation, right? So humans cannot do this at scale. I mean, they cannot call, or let's say 100, 200, 500 people at the same time, because they get tired eventually, they take breaks, they get sick. There's a lot of that. I'm a human as well. I'm not trying to like demean our own race, but that's how powerful AI is. Like let's say if a human speaks with 100 angry customers back to back, which is of course very unrealistic. Like that would only make sense if your business is doing absolute shit, which I hope it's not. But anyways, let's say if a human speaks with 100 back-to-back angry customers because their product was shit and they're super mad, so the human would basically get tired. But if you actually implement an AI that speaks like a human, the AI can actually smoothly handle the situation because it has no fucking emotions. So it can basically act like a professional, and then like do not take things personally or emotionally, and then yeah, just follow everything step by step, and yeah, ensure that the situation is handled accordingly. All right. So I hope that makes sense. Now, with that being said, this is basically a score sheet as to understanding that where your business currently lies, and yeah, we're gonna rank this based on points and how many points you guys get. So you're gonna have to answer honestly first of all, because yeah, it's for your own good, of course. So so the first question would be: do you have a task that repeats more than 5 times per week? I'm pretty sure you guys do. Every business does. So that's gonna be 1 point. And then, do leads or customers ever wait for more than 24 hours for a response? So for a certain percentage of businesses, this is true. And yeah, let me know what you think about yours, because this is a very, very important use case over here. In a situation like this, AI can work the best way it possibly can, because whenever a lead comes in, the AI will basically call the lead instantly. All right, so your sales team doesn't have to follow up with the lead after 5 or 10 minutes. The AI can actually follow up with them within 3 seconds. So yeah, you can understand the difference over here. And then, do you manually follow up with leads or past customers? I'm pretty sure you guys do. I mean, every business does this, goes through all of these steps, and they were all doing it manually, but now AI is replacing all of these tasks. And now, do you spend time on admin that doesn't actually directly make you money? So this is a very important question that you need to answer as well. This may feel like you're like working in the business, but you're not working on the business. you're not working on growing your business, all right? And also, you had a competitor who has ever responded to a lead faster than you, right? So in a situation like this, you can definitely use an AI speed to lead system, where whenever a lead comes in your business, the AI will basically contact the lead within the first 3 seconds. A lead comes in touch with your business. So this will ensure that no one ever reaches out to your lead faster than you. Now you can basically sum up all the points, and if you got only like if you got below 2 points or 2 points, then I think that your business is very efficient in what it does. But let's say you have around 3 or 4 points, then you're pretty good to get started. And if you're like 5, then yeah, you're losing money every day. I'm not like bluffing over here. I'm not trying to sell you anything, of course, but like these are definitely facts, and based on all the information that you saw over here, yeah, you just need to get this in your head. Now you found your bottleneck. Now what you can do is you can build this yourself, because I have a lot of YouTube tutorials on my channel, so you can go through them, see which AI does what, and you can install them in your business, build them around in your business. But also, if you're someone who doesn't want to go through the learning curve, you like a consultant in your business, an AI consultant who actually understands AI and knows how to implement AI in businesses to drive ROI, then you can book a free AI audit call with me in the description of this video. This will basically be a 15-30 minute call where I will go through your business and see how your operations are going and where AI could actually drive the most results for your business. All right, as simple as that. I'll just audit your business, see which parts of the business could be automated and get you the most results for your business, and yeah, give you a proper roadmap as to how you can implement this step by step in your business. All right, so this is completely free. You can, like, if you're interested, you can book it right away. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. And if you're done watching this, then make sure to click on this video over here. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.